Hey guys.
Okay, guys, we are back for the 5th time.
We are really having trouble with Facebook.
Yeah, I guess it's Facebook or Chrome, one of the two. And we can monitor ourselves. Anyway.
So we're now on the phone.
We are.
This is our third technology trying to get this to go.
Exactly. We might use a pad here in a minute. Either that or a Commodore 64.
Hey, Krista!
And anyway, we're talking about raw foods.
Ashley, we're talking about cooking tonight.
We are. We're talking about cooking.
We're trying to talk about cooking.
Yeah. So, we're going to talk about raw food. You know what? I'm not even screwed up.
Let's just start.
That might be the curse. All right. Let's talk about raw foods. Raw foods are good for you. Why? Because in raw fruits and veggies, all the vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, polyphenols, flavorings, all of that stuff are still intact in those plants. And so when you eat them raw, you're getting all of that stuff without having to supplement it using some other form, you know, vitamins or whatever else. And so that's the reason that and you're getting all the water in it, in those things.
Oh man, so, yeah, that's the big thing there. Because it's not just water, it's living water.
Well, that's what he calls it.
Yeah.
And Jasmina, and so points out that you don't even need to drink water if you eat enough fruits and veggies, raw fruits and veggies, because it keeps you hydrated. Right? So that's the importance of raw fruits and veg, because it has all the vitamins, it has all the minerals, it has all the water, all the salts, really everything you need to heal Taj. And so the raw fruits and veggies are really the best way to go. Now, something about the raw fruits and veg is this. They're detoxing.
Right. Very detoxing.
And
especially if you add coconut water. You know, I was drinking coconut water instead of water, along with coconut water in my smoothies. And I was having gastrointestinal distress every day at about 4 o'clock. And it would last the rest of the evening. And I finally figured out the coconut water is detoxing me. I've got to stop drinking the coconut water as water. Mm-hmm. And I did, and my gut got better.
Yep. All that magnesium
so even
and potassium.
Just that.
Yeah, exactly. See, raw fruits and veggies detox you, clean you. Ashley,
yes. Ashley had to take a break from raw. So Michelle has had a break from raw today, too.
One of our Swedish fans, or members of the page, I'll say, she's been pushing herself too hard, we think.
Yeah.
With raw fruits and veggies and the detox smoothie and the celery juice, and she doesn't want to give herself a break, but you have to, because the detox really makes
exhausting.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good way to put it. It kind of makes you jittery and anxious and a little edgy.
Ashley's doing a lot of potatoes and fats to help her. And I said, Mark, will you bring me some almond butter? And so I just ate some almond butter.
Right. Well, and
detoxing like crazy now. I'm just glad I'm home. Exactly.
Yeah. And, you know, when we first started this diet, we had to be home.
Yeah.
Because,
I mean, if you're going to really do it, you've got to have some time off from work.
You know, and here's another thing about the raw fruits and veggies. All that fiber. That stuff's packing your colon in your gut and cleaning it out.
Yeah.
And it's doing just that, because that's when we started feeling great, was after the first couple weeks of nothing but raw fruits and veg, you know, and salads and the detox smoothie and all of that. Sure, you have a lot of gas at first, but after that subsides, man, you're doing good.
But mine never did subside, and then I finally figured out it was the coconut water.
Well, it finally did subside a year and a half.
A year and a half after I figured it out.
Right. So raw fruits and veggies continue to detox you. And if you're also doing the heavy metal detox smoothie and the celery and the lemon water, you're really doing detox.
Yeah.
Right? And so the raw fruits and veggies are good. Me and Fiber are going to have a chat? Yeah. I tell you what, you'll win that. Just give it a little bit more time. and it'll give up. So, and it will. But let's see if I can remember.
Hi,
what
Cherie.
it was. Cherie! And but you're detoxing like crazy if you're doing all the detox stuff and raw fruits and veg.
I tell you what, though, I really miss being so hydrated. So, like, do I want to be hydrated or do I want to have detox? It seems like an either-or thing, because when I start eating mostly cooked food, I feel so thirsty.
There's pros and cons.
Yeah.
You know, let's go on to the cooked food for a minute. You know, it's funny. He says that any cooked food is dehydrating. Now, I find that odd considering I boil potatoes.
Well, they can still be good for you. They're just dehydrating.
Right. Well, and so, like, I'll boil potatoes. I'll make a stew. Most everything I do has water in it, has liquid in it. But I still drink smoothies every day, 3 of them a day, something like that. And then eat fruit at night when I get home. But then I eat a lot of potatoes too. Now, another reason for the cooked food is to slow down detox.
Yeah.
And she and I have definitely had to do that. Because, again, like we were talking a minute ago, detox can make you edgy and it can exhaust you.
Like right now.
Mm-hmm. Right. And I was wide awake for some reason at 4 a.m. So we eat cooked potatoes. I make stews out of other veggies, you know, potatoes, carrots, onions, mushrooms, that kind of thing. And that's all great. It all tastes great. And we get fresh herbs from friends like Cherie. And but you have to. Sometimes you detox so much that it pushes you almost to the edge of insanity.
Right. And I felt like I was about insane yesterday.
Mm-hmm. And so you eat cooked food to slow it down. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it.
No.
You're not going to die unless you have terminal cancer, and then you would just want to keep going with it, but...
Right. Because we've heard of people who have done very much that. But cooking techniques on this diet that you want to gravitate towards... Okay, screw gravitate towards, use, are boiling, steaming, water frying, as Michelle calls it. And, but boiling and steaming, medical medium always talks about steaming. I don't want to have to steam a bunch of potatoes. It'd take forever. So I boil them instead. And if I'm going to steam something, I'm going to put a thin layer of water in a pan, put what I want in the pan and cover it and let it steam like that, because that'll work too. So steaming is good. Even if you're pan steaming if you don't have a steamer rack, don't worry about it. Just put a little bit of water in the bottom of a saute pan or a saucepan. Put whatever you want in there and cover it and let it steam until it's done. Then you can just strain the water out. So boiling, steaming, water frying. Braising. Not that braising is usually used for meats, but you could probably braise a turnip and a potato. Why not? And, fill up the pot and put your potatoes in there and your turnips and whatever else and just fill it up halfway with water or liquid or veggie stock that you make at home. And you could braise your potatoes and carrots and turnips. So... mashed potatoes, no fat, just a bit of salt and pepper. Yeah.
Potatoes, they're so great. They kill all the viruses. They're good things.
Lots of lysine. And I've been doing, we haven't done mashed potatoes yet.
No, but I'd be okay with that.
Well, I can make a mushroom gravy with caraway seed and onions.
Can we have that after this?
We can, if you want. I'll have to make some mashed potatoes. But yeah, caraway seed and onion gravy and mushrooms, yeah. Ooh. So... it's just not cold enough for that yet for me.
Maybe it will be tomorrow night.
Maybe. But then butternut squash, tossed in cinnamon and a little bit of nutmeg, stuff like that, and maple syrup. But see, you can do all kinds of cooked things. And but you wanna do it using water to cook, whether it's steaming or boiling or braising, blanching, that kind of thing. Sharing is caring. We love you guys, and so I'll share more recipes. And Ashley's been asking me for recipes for months now. I hadn't even got to her no-fat fried green tomato recipe yet, but we'll have to collaborate on that, Ashley. But anyway,
I did make the potatoes that Ashley found. Were those Ash Foster potatoes, Ashley? But they were good. The first time I made them, it was too floury for me, so I put a lot less flour. And you know what? They taste really good in the air fryer.
Yeah, we had some today. They were really good.
So you just steamed the potatoes. I just water fried them. You cut them raw, and then you put them in, you steam them, and then until they start being a little bit cooked. And then you we were using cassava flour and arrowroot flour. Is that flour or powder?
Flour.
Anyway, and then I put spices on it. I put chili powder and garlic powder and salt. And then you put them in an oven, or Ashley, I was asking about that potato recipe. Was that Ash Foster? And then you put them in the oven and they get crispy without oil. And they were really good. Ashley has that posted somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Posted in the group, Ash, in the private group at Powder.
It was a really good recipe.
Mm-hmm. And she did them today and added some chili powder to it. It was good.
Yeah, it was good.
And
I had to do, my air fryer is so small. I did half of them in the air fryer and half in the oven, and the oven took like 3 times longer than the air fryer.
Hey, Ashley, post that recipe
right
for the
here.
Potatoes.
Post it right here.
Under this live. And I have no idea how long we've been going for.
It's 11:04, and it took us like 10 minutes to get on.
That's true. So we'll keep talking for another 10 minutes. And but definitely you want to use water or veggie stock that you've made at home.
Yeah, you can't
which
buy
is
it
easy.
anywhere.
Just soak carrots, onions, and celery in a pot and cook it for like 2 or 3 hours. Strain it, and you're good. And I do wedges of garlic powder, turmeric, salt, and pepper. I bet that'd be good. We'll have to try that. And so definitely water or veggie stock that you make at home. And if you are not worrying about fat, then you can saute. But I'm going to be honest, I don't know anybody who should not worry about fat.
Yeah. And you know what I've learned? Fat covers up the flavor of food.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for instance, Mark makes some pretty darn good enchiladas. Let's talk about those. They have no fat.
Okay. They're a straight vegan enchilada. We never filmed those, have we?
No, we haven't done that yet.
It takes a long time to do.
They take forever.
Yeah, it takes about 2.5 hours to do them. But what it is we'll get these cassava flour tortillas. I think that they're the Siete brand cashew tortillas or the almond tortillas. Almond tortillas.
Now, if we don't do fat, then we use cassava.
Yeah, and but I get small Siete brand tortillas. So Jasmine, if you probably like this recipe, and so we'll get the small tortillas, and then I'll get 2 pounds of cremini mushrooms.
My favorite.
I'll chop those up in the food processor. I'll dump them in a big
look
saute
like ground
pan.
beef.
They do. Then I cover them and I cook them until their juice comes out. Then I uncover them and let that juice reduce.
Juice reduce.
Juice reduce. As it reduces, then...
Oh, okay.
Well, if you can find the recipe, post it. And so, but then I let the juice of the mushrooms reduce, and then I add ground chili powder.
Yeah, you can probably use any kind of mushroom, yeah.
Yeah, you can use white mushrooms.
Cremini is real meaty.
It is. And then garlic powder, some raw garlic, some onion powder, and smoked paprika. And I let that cook down, and I mix it all together. That's going to be the ground beef, right? Then I make some enchilada sauce with chili powder, tomato paste,
you always have
onion,
to look it up in the...
I do, because I hardly ever... onion and then real chopped onion, and then some chopped garlic, and I add water to it, and I let that cook until it gets that kind of reddish chili brown. And
it is beautiful.
And
it tastes amazing.
And a little bit of salt to that to taste. Then I make cashew cheese that I add a little bit of smoked paprika to, raw garlic, and a little bit of salt and lemon juice. Then I make salsa out of fresh tomatoes, cilantro, and garlic, and a little bit of salt. And then I take potatoes, and I toss those in a pan and heat them up with a little bit of water until they're hot. And then I throw in a little bit of tiny bit of smoked paprika, cilantro, chili powder, and cook them until they're mashed. Then I take that and fill the tortillas with the potatoes and the ground beef mushrooms. Roll the tortillas over, and I put them in a dish. And then I cover, after I've rolled all the tortillas with the potato and the mushroom filling, I put them all in a baking dish. Cover that with the cashew cheese, and I thin the cashew cheese out to pour it over the top, and then sauce over the top of that, and I put it in the oven and let it cook until the cashew cheese gets brown. Then take it out, and the enchilada sauce goes over the top, and I cook all of that. And I cook the enchilada sauce I bake it with everything else. Then I take it out, let it sit for a few minutes, and serve it with either guacamole or more salsa or pico de gallo, something like that. So
it is restaurant quality.
Okay, that's fine.
Don't worry about it, Ashley. And if it's not free, don't do it.
Yeah, see, ground mushrooms is like bolognese sauce, and she's done that before.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. But you can cook really well on this diet without using it hardly any
you
fat.
can have amazing food.
Mm-hmm. And
this is actually my favorite diet I've ever eaten.
Yep. What I'll do is next time we make the enchiladas, we'll film it.
Yeah.
I'll film all the steps, and then we'll put it up on the site. So, but you can cook really well, and if you have any questions about how do I keep the fat out, just let me know, and I can tell you how to do it. What else do we want to talk about?
Well, we could talk about another recipe, or we can stop.
What time is it? Let's give it about 5 more minutes.
All right, let's talk about, you have made, I don't know what you would call this, but you do, I saw a picture of it today when I was looking through photos. You do a tortilla on the bottom, and then you do a tortilla on top.
Oh, a quesadilla.
Okay.
Yeah, well, and see, you could do that. You could take the potato mixture that I made for the enchiladas, and you could have a skillet kind of on medium-low. And if you wanted to, you could take a tiny bit of coconut oil and then take a paper towel and wipe the inside of the skillet with the coconut oil. Then you could put one tortilla down, then put some potato filling and some cashew cheese, and then put some more cashew cheese on another tortilla and put them together to make a quesadilla. And you could let it brown a little bit on one side, then flip it and let it brown on the other side. Then you can serve it with guacamole and salsa on top, because I've done that. And those are just plain old quesadillas. They were good.
They are good.
Mm-hmm. And let's see. Oh, pasta recipes.
Yeah.
I did make a pasta dish that was green pea. Well, no, I think it was the red lentil pasta. But I made a tomato sauce. I put black olives in there. Now this is non-fat. Oh yeah. Well, we've been having trouble tonight too,
Cherie. We tried 4 times to get on before.
No, 5 times.
This is the 5th time.
Oh, is it? Yeah. So
Facebook might be messed up.
That's all right. You may have to come back and watch it. But the pasta, I cooked the pasta, cooled it off, and then made a tomato sauce with basil and oregano and marjoram, fresh garlic, olives, red bell peppers, artichokes. I think I cooked some artichokes. I trimmed and cut some artichokes and boiled those. Sliced those up and put those all in the pasta sauce. And then toss the pasta sauce and the pasta together. Put that in the bottom of a baking dish, and then put some thinned out cashew cheese on top like Alfredo sauce, and threw that in the oven and baked that, and that turned out good.
I've not had anything that tasted bad that Mark made.
Yeah, I'm that good. So
his food is restaurant quality. Of course, he worked in restaurants for years.
I did. I worked in lots of restaurants and hotels. Nice ones. Marriott's.
I wish you could all taste Mark's food.
Yeah. We'll all come. You guys can all come down here and we'll have a party. But a medical medium nearly compliant party.
Now there are some people on here who could have your food.
Yeah. Cauliflower Alfredo. That would be good. Is that like the cashew cheese with Alfredo in it?
Are you waiting?
Yeah. Sorry. But anyway, that mostly is our live tonight, to be honest, guys. Yes, me too, which is why I do it. It's therapy for a tired, world-weary soul. But anyway, all right. No, just cauliflower.
You're holding back on me, Mark.
Oh, is that it?
Dan loves to cook too.
Yeah. Cooking is therapy. All right, guys. Remember, keep doing that celery juice, the heavy metal detox smoothie, and the lemon water. And don't do them all at once if you can't stand it. Or eat some cooked food, cooked potatoes, or the enchilada recipe. And remember, our book is on our website, www.healyourautism.com/buy the book. And that book is Heal Your Autism's Guide, Do-It-Yourself Guide, Healing Begins in Your Kitchen. And all the freebies there that you get with the book make it more than worthwhile. So definitely scroll down to the bottom and buy the book. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. Bye-bye.